Tesla's recent pullback overshadows the company's beat on the top and bottom line, and it got downgraded this morning as well over at UBS. You know, I'm curious, when you talk about a stock like Tesla that is so volatile,
right,
and that sort of one guest we had last week called it a faith-based stock in terms on the part of its investors, is it harder to then do technical analysis on a stock like that, or is it less useful in any way?
In this video, one gigantic face palm after another. If you'd like something a little more uplifting, maybe click the links in the pinned comment, sign up to Patreon, or subscribe over on Twitter and check out some of the exclusive video content there. Otherwise, brace for impact.
Tesla's recent pullback overshadows the company's beat on the top and bottom line, and it got downgraded this morning as well over at UBS. So interesting there, we're seeing those shares pull back in pre-market trading. Mark Newton is still with us, Fundstrat Global Advisors, head of technical strategy. Mark, we wanted to sort of dig into some specific names a little bit, and
Great.
Tesla is one of them. Obviously, it is of huge interest to people. So what's the setup look like after what we saw last week?
Well, look, Tesla has had an incredible rise. It's rallied over 100% just since the middle part of April. So it's difficult for stocks to go just in a linear direction straight up without any sort of correction. So it has gotten near-term overbought. There were some instances of the stock price moving up, but momentum has not followed of late. So that's a technical concern that sometimes means that the stock might need to consolidate. So it hit $300, and recently we've seen a little bit of backing and filling in the last week. They've downgraded today. It's down to 256. So it's getting closer to an area where investors might want to consider buying dips technically. But you have to realize that the stock is incredibly volatile compared to many other stocks. I mean, it turned negative last year. Elon Musk sold shares back in October, November. The stock literally got cut in half. It went down to almost 100. And so now here it is at 256. So still, a very, very good rally. And if anything, on an intermediate term basis, it's actually gotten a lot more bullish for between now and 2025, I would argue. But these are just near-term concerns on the stock being downgraded. So I tend to see the stock as short-term negative, but overall on an intermediate-term basis, it's still quite attractive to me.
You know, I'm curious, when you talk about a stock like Tesla that is so volatile,
right,
and that sort of one guest we had last week called it a faith-based stock in terms on the part of its investors, is it harder to then do technical analysis on a stock like that, or is it less useful in any way?
Now, look, I've got to be honest, guys. As intentionally offensive, obnoxious, rude, and arrogant as this YouTube persona actually is, I mean, wait, what persona? No. It's just exactly the same guy you would meet in real life, which is why when you watch an interview of this guy interacting with somebody else, it comes across exactly the same as it does on this YouTube channel. Back to the point. As intentionally obnoxious and offensive as this YouTube persona is, even if I were trying to be very kind and polite and not challenge people to push back by bitch slapping them in the face, causing a state change and regularly offending, just to force people to think for themselves, challenge their own beliefs. Sometimes you just gotta, you know what I mean? No, you probably don't know what I mean, but I know what I mean. There is method to my madness. Even if I were trying to be as polite as possible, the antithesis of SMR, I would find it impossible not to offend everybody who thinks technical analysis makes sense. The good thing is, I'm not trying to be polite here. I'm actually trying to be the polar opposite, which is a good thing because it wouldn't be possible to be anything else when discussing this topic. Technical analysis is astrology for stocks. It doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It has no predictive power at all. All it is looking in the rearview mirror at what's already occurred to a stock and lulling oneself into a false sense of security, giving themselves an out, something to blame. It's not my fault I fucked up on that trade. The technical analysis told me this was going to happen. Fuck technical analysis. I don't need to take any responsibility or accountability for myself because technical analysis makes sense. This is the same brain-dead human behavior we've seen throughout history. Back in the day, in the past, the rearview mirror, instead of the stock chart, the weather hasn't been raining. It's been a big drought for a long time. What does the chart tell me to do? Sacrifice some children so it rains, so we can have some crops because the gods are mad and we have to sacrifice our children because that will appease the gods. It blows my mind that anyone thinks any form of technical analysis makes any fucking sense. What has happened in the past has no bearing on what will occur in the future. Now, occasionally there's a bit of pushback, but don't you understand? It can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If enough people believe technical analysis makes sense, then it works. Maybe so, but clearly enough people don't believe technical analysis makes sense because if they did, It would be a self-fulfilling prophecy and people would be making quintillions of dollars by technically analyzing stocks and trading based on this technical analysis. I really think this is a way for humans who need somebody to hold their hand to fool themselves into thinking they know what they're doing and then giving themselves an out. If it fucks up, it's not my fault. The technical analysis was wrong. Please don't be that dumb, okay? Technical analysis is astrology for stocks. Astrology is a load of horse shit. Technical analysis is a load of horse shit. It has absolutely no predictive power. If it did, like I said, there'd be many quintillionaires who'd been technically analysing stocks and cleaning up. The worst thing that can possibly happen is when somebody does some technical analysis on a stock, buys or sells a stock based on this technical analysis, and just by pure chance, the trade works for them. Oh, look, it works. See, I'm a genius now. That's all the proof I need. I'll just keep doing that now. Call me crazy. But I think the best way to invest in stocks is actually to consider the company, their future, assign a probability to that future, think about all the possible outcomes and how likely they are, think about cash flow, think about revenue, think about profits, think about growth, think about the total addressable market for the products they're selling, these kind of things. And if you think in the future, the company will continue to make great products, sell lots of them and be quite profitable and continue growing, buy and hold. Now, controversial opinion, I know, but I haven't needed to sacrifice any children along the way. Seems to be working out okay for me. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I'm just kidding. I've actually just released my Technical Analysis Makes Sense course. You can sign up below. It's only $4,269. Special Thanksgiving discount available for the next 24 hours. Click your link in the pinned comment. Also, I didn't mean to offend anyone about astrology. It definitely makes a lot of sense.
No, I would argue the opposite. I mean, technicals really show signs of the stock emerging from breaking out, breaking down in ways that the fundamentals might not always justify. And so it's really important to study momentum and trend analysis and volume. And, this can help to put investors on the right side of where the stock is going to go. I mean, we all hope that the stock goes higher in the long run. There's certain times when the technicals line up with the fundamentals. And recently, technicals have started to turn down in the short run. So all those are important. And Tesla, as you said, it's a stock where everybody has this, they want to invest in a wonderful car and a visionary leader similar to those with Amazon and Apple and the others. And so, sometimes the stock doesn't always reflect what the fundamentals might say. And so that's why technicals are, incredibly even more useful during times like this.
This guy's really selling technical analysis, and I mean selling hard. No, it's even more important in times like this when it's really volatile. I'm just going to scroll back here. What was the label under his thing there? What was his thing? Tesla upside in short run looks limited technically. Fund strat. Let's do some Googling. What's this I see? FS Insight, powered by Fund Strat. Technical strategy, daily technical analysis. Interesting. Daily reports typically have technical overview on, okay, so it appears they sell research, which includes some technical analysis, which definitely makes sense. So therefore, ignore what I say, you should go buy their research. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Let's read some of the FAQ on technical analysis. How reliable are technicals and why? Well, this will be good. Technical analysis often can help investors identify trends before fundamentals or macro trends have begun to take hold. When combining technical trends with macro trends, one can often have added confidence, or there we go, a false sense of security, that one is investing with a certain trend as it gets underway. It's thought, not proven, thought that if technical analysis trends align with fundamental and or macro trends, then investors can have added conviction, aka lull themselves into a false sense of security, that non-technical tools are helping to confirm what technical analysis might be suggesting. However, one must always be on the lookout for times when these trends start to diverge. This can provide an early warning for potential reversal of trend. So I've got to give them credit. They know technical analysis is a load of fucking horse shit, hence the wishy-washy language. Can, might, if, suggest, potential. Big paragraph. They could have just answered the question, how reliable are technicals and why, with not at all. Better start my free trial now. I'm sold. Bring on that technical analysis. Complete package. Oh yeah, $249 a month. What a bargain. Let's go, baby. Before I sign up, I just want to think for a moment. Did technical analysis predict Elon Musk acquiring Twitter and needing to sell some Tesla stock in the very act of selling, and then the thought of Elon selling causing other investors to sell and panic? Oh no, it didn't. Did technical analysis predict the Fed ratcheting up interest rates at unprecedented levels? Oh no, it didn't. Did technical analysis predict Ford and a bunch of other legacy automotive manufacturers negotiating to gain access to Tesla supercharging network and adopting Tesla charging stand? Oh no, that didn't happen either. Did technical analysis predict Elon Musk on their Tesla earnings call announcing FSD licensing talks are underway with an OEM? No. Did technical analysis predict Tesla disclosing they're aiming to have 100 exaflops of compute by the end of next year? No, it didn't. $2.49 a month's not that much. I'll buy it anyway. I'm sure it'll be useful.
Another story we're watching relates to Tesla. Shares rising in today's trade despite a downgrade on Wall Street. Yahoo Finance's Praz Subramanian is here with the details. Praz, what do you got for us?
It's the old downgrade and price hike. One of my favorite moves of the day or whatever with these analysts. But anyway, yes, exactly. There was downgrade to hold. Patrick Hummel at UBS saying that, shares are fairly priced here, right? Nice big move up. Q2 numbers, there was a kind of a hit there. Concerns about margins, but they delivered on Q2 deliveries, and the bull case is possibly intact through 2024 as part of one of the reasoning. So he talks about how, yes, strong demand is reflected in the share price. Q2 results validated the pricing strategy. They expect strong execution in 2024. Upside risk is limited here, so you're not going to see much of a pop here, but you're not going to see much of a drop either. And also the bottom line, the risk reward looks balanced. So that's the case with the hold, but also the price hike to 270. Talking about how they have more visibility into long-term growth. That's why they're sort of upping the price hike to 270, but making it a hold.
That's from last week, which saw a big pullback in the stock.
So courageous, so brave. A $270 price target on Tesla stock, which has closed the day at $269.06 per share. If only I were this courageous and brave, willing to go out on a limb and take a risk. Do you think UBS does one-on-one coaching for pussies like me just to learn how to be a little bit more courageous and have some confidence? I mean, bro, that $270 price target was at least $9 away from where Tesla was when they published it. I mean, the balls on these folks. I can't believe they took such a risk. So let's try to find out exactly what changed in the UBS Tesla valuation model to increase the price target from $220 per share to a few dollars away from where Tesla currently is at $270 per share. Now, after all, that's almost a 25% increase in the price target. Something massive must have changed. We downgrade to neutral because we think the recent strong share performance fully reflects the strong demand response seen after the price cuts, as well as a solid execution in 2024. Okay, that's got nothing to do with the price target increase. That's just got to do with the downgrade to neutral. Meanwhile, Hummel raised his price target to 270 from 220. Yes, okay, let's try and see. Well, here we go. This must be why. Let's read. Quote, Tesla remains the undisputed, truly global technology, scale and cost leader in the EV space with unparalleled software capabilities. However, for the next 12 months, we think upside risk to consensus earnings is very limited, with significant volumes from new product, first Cybertruck, then the affordable model, not kicking in before the second half of 2024, and with some initial margin dilutive impact. Cool story, bro, but this doesn't really explain the price target increase. What changed in the valuation model? Hummel said he tends to think of autonomy as a multi-year process, with big financial upside only after full autonomy is reached. I mean, I agree with this, but again, what changed in the valuation model, bro? We continue to see Tesla globally leading the race to affordable electric and autonomous mobility, but on a one-year view, risk-reward looks balanced. I guess MarketWatch forgot to include the quote where Hummel explained what changed in the Tesla valuation model, which changed the fair valuation and increased the price target, aka fair valuation, by almost 25%. I'll keep looking, I might be able to find it somewhere else. Oh, I found it. Thank fuck. I was getting a little bit worried there that this guy didn't actually have a reason for upgrading his price target other than the fact that Tesla stock was higher. Let's read the research note here from UBS explaining why they increased their price target. Wait, why are we on X, formerly Twitter, looking at a tweet instead of a note? Anyway, let's read on anyway. Breaking, leaked photo of NPC Wall Street analysts about to upgrade their Tesla price targets, not because anything material has changed in their Tesla thesis or valuation model, but because Tesla is now above their price target. If your fair valuation changes because the stock price changes, and not because something material has changed about the company and your investment thesis, you are a very intelligent person who should not be mocked and ridiculed until the end of time. Posted back on the 7th of June, 2023. I think I somehow ended up on the wrong page. I don't think this was actually the thing I was looking for. Oops. Oh well, I better edit that out.
Oh, there's also a change too when it comes to financing options at Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla is offering an 84-month auto loan or 7-year loan, and that's in addition to the previous option they had of a 6-year loan, or which was 72 months. And Musk signaled he was going to do this at the recent July 19th earnings call. He has not been a fan of the Fed and its increasing interest rates. He said that when interest interest rates rise dramatically, we actually as a company have to reduce the prices of the car, he says, because the interest rate payments increase the price of the car. Tesla delivered a record 466 plus thousand vehicles during the quarter ended in June, but the company has sold fewer cars than it has produced in each of the last 5 quarters, and so it's been slashing the prices. It only makes sense that they are now extending the loan financing to make it easier for Tesla lovers to buy the car.
This is a smart move by Tesla, allowing customers to finance vehicles over a longer period of time. I mean, 7 years? That will be 2030 by the time you've paid out the loan. It's a great way to keep selling through production at similar purchase prices to today. While many consumers wouldn't be able to afford to finance a Tesla over a shorter period of time, they'll now be able to. As for the comments about Tesla producing more vehicles than they sold for 5 quarters in a row, therefore that's bad, fair warning, this may hurt. I feel like I've said that before. Let's think together. I mean, I kind of wish I didn't need to point this out, but apparently I do. What we are looking at here is Tesla's quarterly production and deliveries, plus the difference between production and deliveries quarter over quarter for the last 6 quarters. When we continue to hear this narrative, Tesla produced more vehicles than it sold this quarter, therefore issues with demand, you are hearing from somebody who probably shouldn't have opened their mouth. Now bear with me here, folks. I know thinking sometimes hurts, but we'll do it together. It won't be that painful, I promise. I'll be gentle, I'll be slow, okay? In Q2 2023, Tesla produced almost 480,000 vehicles. They delivered most of them. In Q1 2023, Tesla produced just over 440,000 vehicles and delivered most of them. In Q4 2022, Tesla produced almost 440,000 vehicles and delivered most of them. In Q3 2022, Tesla produced just over 365,000 vehicles and delivered most of them. Do you notice a trend? In the 4 most recent quarters, Tesla production has increased from 365,000 to 439 to 440 to 479, while their deliveries have increased from 343 to 405 to 422 to 466. Notice something, an increase quarter over quarter. Now, why would there be some vehicles undelivered every single quarter? The reason, again, this is the whole thinking part, is because it actually takes time to get a vehicle from a Tesla factory to a customer driveway. Again, I know it's a little bit embarrassing, I need to point this out, but we continue to hear this narrative about Tesla producing more vehicles than they delivered. This is to be expected. Until Tesla develops AGI, and it can create some wormholes, and vehicles can come off production lines, enter a wormhole, and instantly appear in a customer's driveway or garage, there's always going to be a difference between vehicles produced and delivered, because it takes time to deliver the vehicles. Now, you might notice a little bit of an anomaly. Things get a little bit weird when we go back to Q2 2022 and Q1 2022. In the last 6 quarters, the very first instance of Tesla actually delivering more vehicles than they produced, all the way back in Q1 2022, which also had a knock-on effect to Q2 2022. Did anything happen in Q1 2022 that could have caused a reduction in Tesla production, meaning they had more vehicles that were able to be delivered because they weren't producing at full speed the entire quarter? The answer is yes. What exactly occurred in these quarters? The scamdemic shutdowns in Shanghai, and then having to ramp production back up after the scamdemic shutdowns in Shanghai. I'm not sure why this sheet's called IQ test. That's how obnoxious. Better edit that out. Someone might get offended. Put simply, if a company like Tesla is growing their production quarter after quarter after quarter, and it takes time to deliver vehicles after they've been produced, they don't just magically appear in a customer's driveway or garage as soon as they're built, it is to be expected that every quarter, unless there is a massive production shutdown, meaning Tesla has to sell through all inventory and doesn't have any additionally produced vehicles that didn't get delivered to customers because they're not producing them for part of the quarter, it is to be expected that every quarter, from now until the end of the decade, while Tesla production is increasing quarter over quarter, they will produce more vehicles than they deliver because, once again, it actually takes time to deliver a vehicle to a customer. They don't just magically appear in the customer's driveway or garage. So when you hear this kind of commentary, you are in fact hearing from somebody who should not have opened their mouth. Unless, of course, they were willing to get roasted for being a fucking potato. It doesn't make any sense. And the last 6 quarters perfectly illustrate this. Why? Because we have an example of when production was actually shut down for a portion of a quarter. Meaning Tesla was able to not only deliver all the vehicles they had in inventory, but all the vehicles they produced in the part of that quarter, they were actually producing vehicles. The only way this happens in the future, Tesla delivers more vehicles than they produce, is if once again, they have factory shutdowns. Otherwise, we are going to see increases in production and deliveries quarter after quarter in absolute terms, and there'll still be a difference between production and deliveries because you guys already know it takes time to deliver the vehicles. I cannot believe people are still saying this today thinking that it makes any fucking sense. I long for the day when I no longer need to relentlessly roast folks saying things that make literally 0 cents or in fact sometimes less than 0 cents. Believe it or not, that's possible when it comes to Tesla and anything to do with stocks in general. But until then, and it might be a while, the relentless roasting will continue. Somebody's got to do it. In short, technical analysis makes sense. Upgrading your Tesla price target because the stock went up with nothing fundamental changing in your valuation model makes sense. And it's definitely a sign of a lack of demand. And in fact, Tesla being a busted growth story when they produce more vehicles in a quarter than they sell for multiple quarters in a row. Unless, of course, you actually think about it. I know it hurts, but thinking is kind of important. We should all do it a little bit more. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some technical analysis to do, just so I know whether or not I should continue buying Tesla stock with every spare cent. If you'll excuse me, Athletic Greens AG1 has given me a massive, meaningful boost in energy, allowing me to do a lot more every day, including using my brain more and using my body more. I highly recommend you guys and girls check it out. Athletic Greens AG1 is an excellent way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's got 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus prebiotics and probiotics and digestive enzymes and adaptogens to help you deal with stress. Plus, if you click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, you can get yourself a 1-year free supply of vitamin D3 and K2. But don't take my word for it. Here's what some of you guys and girls have to say. AG1 has changed my life. I was, as you described, treating myself like a circus, ate like trash, rarely exercised, used alcohol as a stress crutch, cannabis also. AG1 is what gave me the kick in the ass, got me back to the gym, motivated me to do more for myself, family, my business, etc. Keep doing what you do. Now, I know there's some skeptics, the same kind of people who think Elon Musk is a fraud, reading this going, what do you thought? There's no way that's possible, bro. It must be a placebo effect. Believe it or not, this is a recurring theme. If you give your body everything it needs to feel and perform its best, including having a lot more energy, you'll need ways to use that energy. For me personally, that includes more exercise, moving my body more social activity, and more cognitively demanding tasks, including producing a fuck ton of exclusive content over on Twitter and on Patreon, plus my daily YouTube uploads. The proof's in the pudding. On to another testimonial from a viewer of this channel. SMR, you asked me to provide feedback on AG1. Here it is. It has helped with mental acuity, stamina, and intestinal waste management. Can't read between the lines. Certainly helps with regularity and digestion. That's what the digestive enzymes are for. It has also dramatically reduced my cravings for sugar. You guys need to stop eating sugar. It's fucking poison. I'm 50, 5'9", and overweight, aka a fat motherfucker. I think that's a technical term for overweight, isn't it? Is it fat motherfucker or obese? I can't remember. I average 100 hours a week in the West Texas oil fields as a safety supervisor. Jesus Christ, dude. No wonder you're struggling to keep your weight under control. 100 hours a week. Brutal. It has helped me lose weight. It is not an appetite suppressant. It can help fat people suppress cravings, and motivation to be healthier is critical for changing your diet. Love you, brother. Again, this is a great point and something people really don't seem to grasp. If you have more energy, everything becomes easier. It's like turning on easy mode for life. A few years ago, before I was taking AG1, my health was trash. I was struggling to get through the day, had afternoon fatigue. The last thing I wanted to do was either use my brain or move my body. Didn't have the energy. Now, my biggest struggle every day is figuring out ways to use that energy. I'm exercising way more, doing a lot more with my friends and family, and of course, my work output has increased substantially. And you can fact check me. Check out the average length of my videos I was posting to YouTube 3 years ago. Need I say more? And one final testimonial. Love this one. Okay, here's the deal for me with this AG1 shit. I'm 41 years old and not the type to eat, drink, smoke, or sleep healthy, so I was skeptical. That being said, here's what I experienced. Day 1, meh. Day 2, afternoon fatigue was about 45 minutes late. Day 3, 0 afternoon fatigue. Day 4, 0 afternoon fatigue plus extra energy. Day 5, again, 0 afternoon fatigue plus energy. Wondering, what the fuck, really? See, this is the thing, right? The results for many people are just almost too good to be true. This is the same experience I had. My afternoon fatigue just vanished out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why am I not tired in the afternoons anymore? Surely, it's not that AG1, is it? Turns out it was. Day 6 and 7, same thing. Day 8, same thing. Plus, I had the want to get things done around the house that I normally would slack off and not get done. Again, the point, extra energy, you'll need to use it, you'll find ways to use it. Day 9, 10, and 11, and today is day 12. I fucking love it. So however you managed to get me to buy it, I'm so glad you did. Thank you so much, SMR. It really changed me so far. Guys, this shit really works. Just try it. By the way, This is the reason I continue to relentlessly promote AG1. A lot of people get real fucking mad in the comments. Oh my God, snake oil salmon sold out. Oh my God, he's a scammer. This is fraud. But constantly, I'm pretty sure everyone making these comments is also currently short Tesla stock. I'm not particularly concerned about people having a negative perception, those folks suffering from small brain syndrome, still living in my bum's basement syndrome, etc., writing mean comments, claiming AG1's a scam or it doesn't work. I mean, bro, when I get feedback like this is what keeps me going. And remember, there is a 90-day money-back guarantee. There's nothing to lose here. Just try this stuff for a month, and if you don't get these results, get your money back. See, it's a literal no-brainer. It's an IQ test at this point in time. Testimonial after testimonial after testimonial like this. Get your money back if it doesn't work. Just try it for a month, and if it doesn't work, get your money back. Today's the day. It's finally time. Be like this guy who was a massive skeptic, but finally, after 1,000 promotions in a row, caved in, tried AG1, and has results like this. Head to drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment, and please, let me know how you're feeling in a few weeks' time. Now, if you'll excuse me, time to put my extra energy to good use. I'll be recording some more exclusive content for Patreon and my Twitter subscribers. So click the links in the pinned comment. See you over on Twitter and or Patreon. And don't forget to grab your AG1. Love ya.